Sup, this is Alex Chu coming at you with another episode. This episode, I want to talk about grown men buying toys, okay? And, sorry, I want to talk about grown men buying toys and what does that have to do? What does grown men buying toys have to do with MGTOW community, okay? But before I talk about that, I want to tell you my name's Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented physical mortality rings. These are rings that you put on your small finger, string, sleep, you wear them, you don't age anymore, become physically immortal. For example, I'm already 51, okay? In 3-4 months, I'll be 52. See, I still look pretty slim, right? You can see I don't have much of a beer belly or anything. 51-year-old man. In 3-4 months, I'll be 52. Imagine that. And I'm an alcoholic too. I drink every morning. Whiskey, you know? You don't see me getting fat. If you are interested in this immortality rings that keeps you young, go to livemuchlonger.com. Livemuchlonger.com. I have lots of testimonials on my website. Most of them give me 4 stars, 5 stars. Livemuchlonger.com. Livemuchlonger.com if you're interested. Today I'm gonna show you a clip, okay, of grown men buying toys. You know, go to Walmart to buy toys, and what does that have to do with MGTOW? Okay, enjoy the video. I noticed that more and more grown men are toy hunting. I'm talking about like, going to the Walmart or going to Target, to buy toys. Grown men, okay, I'm talking about 40-year-old, 30, 40, 50, or even 60-year-old, walking alone into the Walmart to buy toys. Not for his kids, okay? Not for a birthday gift for one of his nephews. No, it's grown men going inside the store to buy toys for himself. Nowadays, I see that all the time. Okay, see, back in the days when I was younger. Okay, back in the 1980s, I was a teenager, right? When I was like 16 or 17, if I walk inside the toy section, okay, like I go to Target or something, if I walk inside the toy section, I get embarrassed, because people be looking at me like, "Why are you here? You're too old. You're too old to play toys." GI Joe, hello, GI Joe, He-Man, Star Wars. It's not for you, man. Back in the days, if you're 16 or 17, you can only walk the model section. Back in the days, plastic models was a big thing, right? Well, that's not considered toys. It's considered arts and craft. You can buy yourself, I don't know, warships or cars. You build the plastic models yourself. But back in the days, when you were like 16 or 17, you have to avoid the toy section. Because people think you're crazy. It's like you're a grown man. Why are you buying toys? Nowadays, god damn. Nowadays, you could have a beer belly, right? You could be 250 pounds, with a big beard, and half bald and wearing your motorcycle jacket and fucking walk inside the toy section. No one's going to say shit. Nobody is going to stare at you because it's so normal nowadays. Do you know why? I think it's because MGTOW is taking over, okay? MGTOW is taking over. Women are no longer romantic, okay? That's the reason why a lot of grown men, they go to the past. They the only way to go to the past, okay, is go back to your childhood. To go back to the childhood, what you do is this: you go to Walmart, you walk the toy section, and then you pick up some toys, right? Everybody have one of those favorite toys or memorable toys. For example, for me, my memorable toys is when I first see. I was born in the United States, but my parents sent me back to Taiwan. Okay, I lived like 9 years in Taiwan. Then I came back to San Francisco, right? And then my first gift, okay, when I came back to United States, when I reached my house, right, in the United States in Daly City, my first gift was a Star Wars Imperial Transporter, Imperial Troop Transporter. It's like a little car. It's like 12-inch long. It's a little car with push buttons and it make noises and stuff. And everybody has It's like, so right now, I mean, sometimes I go to eBay, I look at it, Star Wars Imperial Troop Transporter. I look at it. I don't buy it because nowadays the collector's item is quite expensive. I don't want to waste money on that shit. But sometimes I go to eBay to look at Star Wars action figures or Star Wars playsets, just sort of like bring me back to my childhood. You know why? Because everybody need romance. And nowadays, you cannot find romance from a woman. Nowadays, women, they're just no longer romantic. You know, it's not like back in the days. Back in the days, I remember back in the days when I was a young man, right? I mean, you don't see grown ups, go to the toy section to buy toys. Okay, they're all into, they're either into games, okay, video games or sports. Back in the day, sports was a big thing, and also, what's a big thing? It's cars. Back in the days, you're a teenager, you go out there and buy some cars, buy sports cars, Mustang, or whatever, those new sports cars. You know why? Because at the end of the day, sports cars is a chick magnet, right? It's at the end of the day, back in the days, it's all about women, right? You buy sports cars to show off to girls, right? You buy that motorcycle to show off to girls. And but nowadays, a lot of men, they abandon cars. See, that's the reason why sports cars not selling so well nowadays. You don't believe me? You can ask experts on automobiles, right? They'll tell you sports car sales are down. Nowadays, not a lot of people will buy sports cars. Not because of gas consumption. It's because there's a lot of men, they're not into sports cars anymore. Because a lot of men are MGTOW now. They don't chase after women anymore. So you don't chase after women. Why do you want to buy a sports car? It doesn't make any sense, right? You buy, for example, you buy some expensive sports car, or these high end sports cars. What for? What the fuck for? You don't even, you're MGTOW now. You don't even chase after women. You buy these expensive car for what, right? So a lot of men, they just fuck it. They just go back to your childhood. Where? Go to Walmart. Go to the toy section. You can see a whole bunch of toys. G.I. Joe, the true American hero, and then, He-Man, yeah, He-Man, right? And then Star Wars, and all sorts of toys. It's sort of like bring you back to your childhood memory. Because I mean, hey, love from parents or love from siblings. You know how a lot of grow up, right? After they grow up, they cut tie with their siblings, or they basically become estranged from their siblings, right? It's like your sister move away, your brother move away, and you don't get to see them. You get them, you see them maybe like once in a blue moon. Like once in a while they come back to your hometown and you get to see them or something. A lot of grown men, they basically lost connection with your siblings, and where their parents die and everything, and all their romance is trapped in their childhood. I mean, hey, you know what? Love from siblings or love from parents, those are considered romance. It's not like sexual romance, but it's still, I don't know how to say it, but it's still, you feel the romance, right? Even from siblings or from parents, right? So it's like women nowadays are no longer romantic. You date them, and nowadays, good luck if you find a date, right? If you find a date online, I tell you, the chances are she just want to eat dinner. Basically, that's what she wants. She just want to drag you into an expensive restaurant, make you pay for it. A girl dragged me to a expensive restaurant. It's like it's some American cuisine. The bill came to $200. I'm talking about, that's 10 years ago, man. That's very, very expensive. 10 or 12 years ago, I spent $200 on that dinner, and what the fuck did I eat? The food sucked. Well, maybe it's because I'm Chinese. Chinese people, we're very good at cooking. And I don't like American food. I think the food sucked. I've paid $200 for it, but that's usually the case nowadays. If you're lucky enough to hook up with some girl and she take you to the restaurant, it's mostly, It's usually because she wants you to pay for it, right? After you pay, nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna get laid. You're not gonna get a second phone call. Or if you contact her, she just ghosts you. She give you a cold shoulder. Then you have to move on to the next girl, your next target. Then you're gonna have to pay more money. Nowadays it's like that. That's the reason why a lot of men, they don't even want to pay for that shit anymore. See, back in the days, that is considered chivalry, right? Men are supposed to pay for women, right? You don't pay, then fuck it. You're not. I mean, you're not even qualified to date somebody, right? You have to pay. Nowadays is that a lot of men, they insist, like, well, I'm not gonna pay. We have to chip. We have to split the bill. You know why? Because they fell too. It's like they run into too much of that bullshit. Women, they ask you to come out just to pay for a dinner, and then after that, that's it. You're ghosted. Y'all never see her again. Men run into too much of that bullshit. I ran into a few times, and it is very annoying. It's not like back in the days. The girls are a little more sincere. They if they come out with you, you have more chance. Nowadays it's just that they come out with you, and she doesn't even, nowadays it's like she asks you several questions like, so what do you do for work? What do you do for a living, right? How much money do you make? And then you can tell that's pretty much all she wants to know. How much money do you have? How much money are you making? There's no more romance. There is no, like, she doesn't care what you do. What do you do for fun? Nowadays you realize something. She doesn't care what you do for fun. She basically just jumped to the conclusion. How much money do you make? Okay, and another thing, another thing that's very important in today's dating is how tall you are. Because she cannot ask you, hey, how long's your penis? She cannot say that, right? She cannot ask how long's your penis. That's very gross, right? So, I mean, well, the only way she can find out is by measuring your height. The taller you are, the bigger penis you have. So that's the reason why nowadays, dating, it's very important that you be a tall guy. Girls like tall guys because you have a large penis, right? So, but back in the days, they don't. A lot of girls don't care. You have a large penis or small penis. They don't really care. It's more about the personality. Back in the days, it's like that, right? She'll date you if you're fun. I mean, if you're fun to be with, she'll date you. If you're a comedian or something, she'll date you. Just because being with you is fun, right? Because I don't know. Because back in the days, it's all about romance. Now the romance is gone. And I don't blame everything on modern women. I'm just saying that modern day, the technology, we have too much technology. For example, like me, I'm not prepared to get married. You know why? Not because I think women are not romantic. It's because I'm not romantic. Okay, I don't blame women on everything. Okay, nowadays I blame myself. I'm not romantic. You know why? Because look, first of all, I wake up, I drink, right? I drink alcohol, right? And it's none of anybody's business. I love to drink alcohol, right? Second, it's like, well, because I work from home, right? And all day long I sit here. I don't really do anything. I watch YouTube videos. Okay, I play games. I have this game console. It has like fucking like 1,000 games in it. Nowadays you could buy a game console that has like 1,000 games for like $100. It's made in China. It's really cheap. So I play games, or I watch YouTube videos, and I don't want to date anyone. I think YouTube videos and games are actually more interesting than women. I don't want to date any women. What for? Because I know she's just gonna drive me to a restaurant and make me pay another $200. And then at the end, nothing's gonna happen. I mean, and also, even if something happens, even if she wants to have sex, right? She say, "Okay, Alex, you hit the jackpot. I'm gonna fuck you. I'll have sex with you." But you know what? I'm not sure if I want it. I'm not even sure if I want sex. You know why? Here's why. I have a sex doll. Okay, I, I, I bought it on eBay. It cost me $800. The sex doll I can plug in the sex doll to heat it up. It has an internal heating system, right? It heats up, And the sex doll is really sexy. You know, it's my choice. I chose that body from eBay. You know, I chose it. I have like 5 or 6 heads, different heads, right? And I'm enjoying it. I have a nice sex doll, very sexy, and I could bend it to any position I want. So if a girl say, you know, I treated this girl $200, you know, at a restaurant, and then she say, you know what, Alex, you're lucky. I think you're quite handsome. I'm willing to fuck you. You know what? I'm not even sure if I want sex from her. I'm not even sure if I want sex from you. You know why? Because first of all, I'm not even sure if you have disease. What if you have STD or something? You know. And another thing is, are you cheating on your husband? I'm not even sure if you're married. You know. I mean, look. At bottom line is this. I think having sex with my sex doll, it's safer. You know. I don't have to deal with bullshit. I don't have to catch any disease. You know. So that's the reason why I'm saying I'm not blaming everything on women. Okay. Nowadays, women they're not they are less romantic because they have too many gadgets. They have Tinder, they have, I don't know, TikTok, they have all sorts of Instagram, all sorts of shit, right? There's a whole bunch of simps, you know, constantly complimenting her, constantly cheering her up. So she doesn't need to find a funny guy, somebody not like back in the days, you know. Back in the days, if you're a good dancer, you know, you're a very good dancer. You're a good rapper. You know, you break dance and shit, or I don't know if you're good at sports or whatever. The girl will find you very interesting. Girl will find you attractive, and they'll want to hang out with you, right? Nowadays, man, you could dance like Michael Jackson. Nobody gives a shit. Yeah, the girls don't give a shit if you dance like Michael Jackson. Nobody cares, you know. Nowadays, it's all about money. How much money do you have, and what's the size of your penis? That's about it, you know. So you could why? Because they could have fun elsewhere. They have Tinder, they have Instagram, they have a whole bunch of simps on Facebook waiting for them. They don't need you. They don't need you to cheer them up. Don't you understand? So the only thing that they need you for is your money and your penis. That's it. They don't need you to cheer them up. They got a whole bunch of simps waiting for them at Facebook, especially if she's hot. Okay, if she's like, you know, hot, like 8 or 9 or something. Oh, she has so many simps, man. You cannot even imagine, you know. She's so. What does she need you for? She just need you for your money and your penis. That's about it, you know. And when she's done with you, she find you boring. She'll just hop on to the next guy. You know, get a divorce, take half your shit, and she's gone. You know. So it's like that's the reason why you see more and more men. They find romance elsewhere. How? They go to Walmart. They go to, you know, buy toys. I'm actually sometimes, you know, going on eBay. I go to eBay. I only do window shopping on eBay. Okay, I don't actually click the buy button. I bid on it sometimes, knowing that, hey, I'm not gonna win the bid, but you know it's fun bidding sometimes. Bidding, you know, for example, recently I was bidding on this Star Wars 1979 Kenner's Death Star playsets. You know, I remember I saw that in one of my friend's house back in the days. You know, when I was a kid, I went to my father's friend's house, and then his son has one of these Death Star playset, and I don't know, I didn't play it, but then I saw it, and I was interested in, and now I found it on eBay. I'm like, wow, you know. So I was bidding on it, but nowadays it's vintage item. It's quite expensive, right? But I don't know. Right now I'm window shopping on eBay. You know, I watch a lot of I mean, I look around Star Wars toys. You know, because the romance is there. You know, the old romance of being a child, romance of being loved by your parents. The romance is still there. You know, romance that, you know, I once had siblings. I once have, you know, I still speak to my brother, or I still speak to my sister. Now it's all gone. Now my sister lives in New York. She abandoned me. I cut tie with my brother, you know, 10 years ago. Now that feeling is all gone. But hey, you could always find it in the toys. You know what I'm saying? You could always, if you lost that romantic feeling, you could always go to Walmart or Target and you find it in the toy section. You know, or you find it I don't know. Sometimes you could window shop on eBay. You find it on eBay. The romance is there. You just have to go find it. But unfortunately, you don't find romance in women anymore. It's just because their romance is not you. Their romance is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Tinder. It's just not you. Okay. But anyway, that's all I want to say for this episode. Hope you like my video. Please subscribe. Thanks.